Now, whatever went on between DDG and Halle, it should have stayed between DDG and Halle.
Halle, you need to get it together. You should have never had a baby if you was gonna be doing dumb shit like that.
Welcome back to StarHush, where we don't hold back, and trust me, things just blew up. The gloves are off because DDG's mom just came for Halle Bailey's reputation, and the way she flipped the script is savage. Halle thought she had the receipts on DDG's shady behavior and weird habits, but she didn't expect Mama Tanya to step in and expose a side of Halle fans weren't ready to see. Now the whole internet is shook, family drama is unfolding live, and people are starting to question if Halle's sweet image is just a well-staged performance. How did it go from subtle shade to full-on public takedown? And what did Tanya spill that sent GG fans switching teams? Let me break it down. It's official chaos now between Halle and DDG's family, and Tanya's back to defend her son, making sure Halle isn't the only one under fire. After Halle dropped hints about a shaky dynamic in the DDG household, Tanya wasted zero time clapping back and claiming we've only seen Halle's Hollywood side. The real one shows up behind the scenes. Before we dive into Tanya's clapback, let's rewind. Halle has been shading DDG's family for a while, especially in her court filings accusing his mom of enabling toxic behavior and covering up when things allegedly got dark. Halle even claims that DDG physically hurt her, chipping her tooth, and then his family allegedly turned her away, telling her to leave Halo behind. She also accused Tanya of stepping in as primary caregiver, hiding DDG's absence. Daryl leaves Halo with his mother most visits, and she cares for Halo. Tanya didn't sit in silence. She jumped online in full mama bear mode. First, she posted that Kermit the Frog meme with the caption, "Hello, Jesus, take the wheel." That alone was enough shade to wake the snitches. Fans caught it immediately. Then Tanya unleashed a message loud and clear. Enough is enough. But she didn't stop there. Tanya went further, revealing that Halle's accusations aren't painting the full picture, claiming Halle has been causing drama behind the scenes while presenting as the perfect actress in public. She says Halle's real personality is far from the Hollywood angel fans are sold. Tanya finally broke her silence and said, "I don't usually come online and say anything, even with all the negativity, lies, and hatred toward mine. But these accusations made me realize I've been quiet too long, and just like that, boom, everything spiraled from there." See, Halle didn't back down either. She came through with receipts and dropped some text messages that had folks side-eyeing Tanya heavy. One of the messages basically backed up everything people been whispering about Tanya behind closed doors. That she's been enabling DDG instead of letting him handle his business like a grown man. In the screenshot, Halle hit Tanya up directly and said, "Just keeping you updated. We'll be back on the 11th. Haven't heard if Moose still plans to get Halo like we talked about. If he's around, you can get him the 27th and bring him back the 4th. If not, I'll keep him till we return." And what did Tanya respond with? "Hi, I forgot to text you. He said that he will wait until you get back to get him." Now pause. Why is DDG's mama the one doing all the communication about his own son? Where he at? Fans saw those messages and were quick to call it what it is. Not co-parenting, but Tanya taking the wheel like it's her job to cover up her son's slack. Once those texts hit the blogs, Tanya wasn't staying quiet no more. She clapped back hard, trying to flip the story, saying Halle's trying to play victim and twist facts to make it look like she's doing all the work. Tanya swore that she's been the one stepping up when DDG couldn't, and instead of getting a thank you, she's getting blasted online. But the internet didn't exactly have her back this time. Fans were in the comments calling it out clear as day. One person wrote, "I don't normally like to blame parents for how their grown adult children behave, but DDG's mama is a huge part of the problem." Another said, "Her post since that restraining order? Shameful." People even called Tanya the blueprint for boy mom energy, always defending her son no matter what he's doing, even when he's wrong. That part right there had social media in shambles because it's not the first time Tanya's caught heat for overstepping. Some folks even pulled out an old clip. Yeah, that clip, where DDG straight up smacked food out of his mama's hand during a live video. And what did she do? She just laughed it off like it was cute. No correction, no don't play with me, just giggles. And people were not letting that slide. One comment said, "This is weird behavior, especially for a black mom. We don't play like that." So now folks are wondering, is Tanya helping her son out of love? Or is she low-key enabling him and covering tracks when things go sideways? Because from the looks of it, DDG ain't doing much of the parenting himself. And every time it's time to step up, somehow Mama Tanya is the one in the driver's seat.
to me, she acted like I did something mean to her.
You better stop, mother.
But it's not just Halle raising red flags. Another one of Tanya's sons got called out too, by his own baby mama, saying he's straight up disrespectful and hard to deal with. And what did Tanya do when that video started making rounds? She laughed it off like it was nothing, said, "That's just how he is, and he ain't never gonna change." No accountability, no correction, just brushing it off with excuses like, it's normal behavior. That silence, it's screaming.
A rare way of communicating that I don't talk to people disrespectful. If I'm talking in a high-pitched voice, it's not like I'm calling
I know.
It's not like I'm calling.
That's just,
but you can't keep giving people that's just him because it's
but
still
it is.
disrespectful.
How long y'all been together?
But it don't matter, it's still disrespectful.
He ain't changed from day one. He's been this way.
No, Dayna is a little bit more disrespectful than what he was.
No, I was explaining to her, I don't act like a relationship to her anymore. Like, I just act as if I would act towards, regular, like not regular, but like normal. It's an affectionate you, it's a relationship you, it's a lovable you, and then it's like regular.
But that's not even the wildest part, because Halle's own brother, Doe, unintentionally exposed the whole family dynamic without even trying. In a video clip that spread like wildfire online, he called Tanya the nicest woman ever. Sounds sweet, right? But let's take a closer listen. The way he said it didn't come off like a genuine compliment. It sounded more like, she's too nice, as in, she lets her grown sons act however they want without ever checking them. That kind of niceness hits different when you're talking about a parent who's supposed to set boundaries and hold people accountable. Fans immediately caught it too, pointing out that what he meant probably wasn't praise. It was a soft call out. People were like, so you're saying she just watches the chaos and lets it slide? And honestly, based on everything else we've seen, that's exactly the kind of energy Tanya's been giving this whole time.
Y'all see mother Halo walking in the room with my brother's stream. My mama is coming to bring that here. My mama is the reason why we get our motherfucking kids. I don't talk to my goddamn baby mama. My mom is the reason why me and my brother get our kids. We go through my goddamn mama. My mom is nice as hell. This could be my mama cup. Gino can come and slap the cup out her hand and she's gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna give me another cup. My mom is the nicest person in the world. What the fuck?
The internet clocked it immediately. Fans been peeped how Tanya always finds herself in the middle of her son's drama, especially when it comes to their baby mamas. She moves like the official middleman, like she gotta be the spokesperson for DDG instead of him handling his own responsibilities. It's like every time something goes down, Tanya jumps in before her sons even lift a finger, and folks are saying, why do grown men need their mama to speak for them? Now look, nobody's out here trying to say Tanya's the worst mom or paint her in the darkest light, but when you line up everything that's been said, all signs point to her being a little too deep in her son's business. It's giving long-term enabling. And when it comes to DDG, some fans say it looks like she's been covering up for him and smoothing over his mess for way longer than anybody thought. But this time, Tanya wasn't playing behind IG memes or vague quotes. No more hiding behind cute frog emojis. Nah, she came out swinging and brought the receipts. Not just social media shade, full-on legal declarations, y'all. She went full fire mode, accusing Halle of straight up making stuff up and doing whatever she could to keep DDG away from his son. Now here's where it gets real wild. Tanya didn't just say Halle was being messy. She hit her with some serious claims. In that legal filing, she straight up said Halle was stalking DDG using AirTags. Yes, those little tracking devices. Tanya claimed the first AirTag alert popped off back in June 2023, right on the 3rd. Then boom, DDG found one hidden inside his Maybach. Real sneaky stuff. And it gets messier. That same night, Tanya says Halle popped up at a movie theater in Beverly Hills where DDG was allegedly out with another woman and she wasn't invited. Tanya said Halle even called her directly, spazzing out, saying she knew exactly where DDG was and allegedly threatening to mess him up for creeping behind her back. But that wasn't even the whole story. Tanya kept spilling. She claimed the next day she, DDG, and her man George searched the Maybach top to bottom, and what did they find? Another AirTag tucked under the back seat. That's how, Tanya says, Halle always knew where DDG was at, especially when he thought he was being slick. And if you think it stopped there, oh no, Tanya says it just kept going. A few days later, George was driving DDG's Escalade and started getting the same AirTag notifications on his phone. At first, they were confused, couldn't find anything, but those alerts wouldn't stop. So once again, they tore the whole car apart. And guess what? Another AirTag, this time hidden behind the back seat. Then boom, 2 weeks later, yet another ping goes off. Tanya says they couldn't believe it. Like Halle was always one step ahead, tracking everything, pulling up like she had a sixth sense. Tanya framed it as full-blown obsession. And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, boom! The next chapter came through like a full-on movie twist. That final AirTag. Tanya said she found inside a vitamin bottle in the back seat of the Escalade, tucked away like it was planted there on purpose, not just dropped in, but hidden with intention. But hold up, the plot gets even thicker. Because Tanya swears that Halle didn't stop at tracking cars. Nah, she allegedly took it all the way there after baby Halo was born. Tanya claimed that in April 2024, she discovered yet another AirTag, this time inside Halo's diaper bag. But here's the kicker. She said it wasn't just floating around. It was placed underneath the cardboard lining, like someone carefully tried to make sure it wouldn't get found. That's not casual, that's calculated. But wait, rewind to January 2025 and Tanya drops another bombshell. She says she and her boyfriend moved into DDG's crib to help him reorganize and settle in. While unpacking boxes, guess what she allegedly found? A stash of unused Apple AirTags just sitting there tucked away in one of DDG's bedroom drawers. And guess who she says left them behind? Halle, who had been living there on and off before and during her pregnancy. Tanya basically hinted that the whole setup felt like a tracking mission gone deep. After she spilled all that, things between her and Halle got even colder, like winter in Antarctica cold. Tanya says Halle went full Ice Queen and completely shut her out of baby Halo's life. No calls, no visits, nothing. And if you've been following this, you already know about the restraining order Halle filed on DDG. That judge, they didn't play around. Halle was granted sole custody and permission to take Halo overseas to Italy while she films her next big movie. And Tanya? Yeah, she wasn't part of that travel plan at all. Now DDG tried to pump the brakes on that Italy move. He didn't want Halo leaving the country, but Halle, she wasn't budging. She basically told the court, I have to be in Italy from June 7th to August 4th, 2025. Daryl's known this for months. This role is how I provide for me and Halo. And you know what? The judge agreed. They ruled that DDG could see his son, but only through supervised visits. That's where it got spicy again. Because DDG's lawyer, Larry Backman, pulled a bold move, he requested that Tanya be allowed to supervise those visits. But guess what? Halle shut that down fast. Her attorney, Jeremy Lane, stood firm and told Judge Latrice Birdsong straight up, Tanya's not a neutral party. He said Tanya couldn't be trusted to keep things fair and balanced, especially since Halle already accused her of backing DDG's chaotic behavior. Halle's camp was like, this is exactly why we filed for sole custody in the first place. They weren't playing. In the end, the judge sided with Halle once again. The court ruled that DDG can visit Halo, but only with a licensed professional supervisor present. No Tanya, no grandma passes, just a neutral third party, period. Now here's where the drama hit a whole new level. Straight chaos in the courtroom. The judge laid down some serious rules for DDG's visits with baby Halo. And let's just say, it wasn't what he expected. Rule number 1, no social media posts, period. That's right. No pictures, no sneak peeks, no captions. And you already know how much DDG lives for his online flex, always posting up like it's part of his brand. So yeah, that's gonna hit different. But the real wild part, his team tried to act like everything was cool and they had a supervisor lined up. But guess who they brought in? A therapist. Like not a trained security guard, not a court-appointed monitor, a whole mental health professional. That's not even the wildest part because Halle's side came through like a full-blown security agency. Her legal team told the judge that they'd already contacted the Italian authorities, had private security lined up, and even pulled in detectives to make sure every single visit went by the book. No slip-ups, no drama. DDG's lawyers tried to question why they even needed all that supervision. Like, what's the issue here? But the judge, she wasn't having it. She pulled out Halle's protective filings like receipts and reminded the courtroom exactly why all these rules had to be in place. That's when Halle's team offered a plan. Her personal nanny and her security detail would do the supervision. But of course, DDG's lawyers weren't letting that slide easy. They fired back, saying if the nanny's gonna be present during visits, then she shouldn't be allowed to testify at future hearings because her testimony could be biased. And surprisingly, the judge agreed. She locked that in. Nanny can supervise, but no taking the stand later. Then came the real bombshell. Halle's lawyer let the court know that the nanny is actually scared to be left alone with DDG. So now it made perfect sense why security needed to be there too. This wasn't just about protection. It was about making sure everyone in that space felt safe. The judge approved it all. So now, every visit DDG has with Halo in Italy, it's got eyes on deck 24/7. No solo moments. No room for misunderstandings. Just a tight operation with security, nanny backup, and absolutely no Instagram stories. Let's just say, this custody situation is looking more like a VIP lockdown than a co-parenting agreement. And just like everybody expected, Tanya wasn't backing down without a fight. The second the court made their ruling, she snapped right back, saying she's more than capable of being the chaperone. She made it loud and clear that she thought Halle was doing the most by keeping her from seeing her own grandson. But let's keep it real for a second. After everything with her name tied to drama, fights, and messy behavior, people weren't exactly lining up to give Tanya a sympathy card. The comment section on her post lit up like a Christmas tree in July. Folks went in. One person wrote, "You should have checked your son's actions before it got to this point. You knew he had problems, but you turned the other way and stayed focused on the money and trying to stay relevant." Another said, "Look, I get it. I'm a mom too. But being a mom doesn't mean you defend every single thing, especially when your son is hurting the people around him." And the wildest part? Someone else said, "He put his hands on that girl in front of your grandson and you still tried to cover for him. That's not love. That's enabling." Whew. They were dragging her with no filter. One user summed it all up perfectly. They don't hand out restraining orders for no reason. Stop acting like this is normal. That boy needs to be held accountable. And you need to step back from trying to play Grandma of the Year. So now the internet is split. Some folks are standing with Tanya saying she's just being a protective mother and doing what moms do, ride for their sons no matter what. But others? They're clapping for Halle, saying it's about time the truth started surfacing about this whole family situation. Because if we're being honest, this mess ain't new. It's just finally getting exposed. From restraining orders to supervised visits to those silent court declarations that say way more than Instagram ever could, this entire situation is unraveling right in front of our eyes. So now the question is Halle doing too much, or is she just trying to protect her peace and her baby from the same cycle she's been dealing with since day one? Let us know where you stand. Is Tanya misunderstood, or is Halle finally shining a light on something that's been going on for too long? Drop a comment below and tell us your thoughts. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in, because this tea just keeps getting hotter. I'll catch you on the next one, my stars and hushers. You know we always keep it real right here at StarHush.